Today in Studio 10, we're chatting with Rob Buffington and talking about open houses, because a lot of people, I think, maybe have a misconception when it comes to open houses for sale, and they think maybe they can just list the house on the internet and that's going to cover it. But that's not true, right?
Right. Well, forever open houses has been a way to basically it appeases the sellers because sellers want open houses, but ultimately it's a way for agents to pick up buyers. So most of the time, people come through an open house. They're typically unattached buyers. They could be a nosy neighbor, but they might be real buyers that are looking to purchase a home. Most of the time, they haven't talked to an agent. Well, that's their first opportunity. I always tell the agents on my team, you're being interviewed all the time. So when you're in an open house, make sure you set it up correctly, make sure that you know about the house, you can speak intelligently about it, and then just, be yourself and be out there and be, representing the seller, because that's why we're there. But ultimately, it's going to be the situation where you probably pick up a buyer or two.
And they have to do research on this house too, because buyers can come with some unusual questions sometimes. So when buyers come to an open house, you said that sometimes there's nosy neighbors, but statistically, are they more serious buyers if they're coming to an open house and taking their Sunday afternoon to come look at a house?
Well, I would say before COVID, no. Okay. After COVID, yes. Because most of the people, our time is precious, right? And if there's anything that COVID has shown us, it's that our time is precious. Time with friends and family, time, out looking at houses. A lot of times I'll have buyers that will call me and say, hey, I don't want to bother you. It's my job to go out and show them houses. I'm going to go look at some open houses this weekend. I'm like, I can show those to you, but it's more convenient, right? You have maybe 6 houses in a neighborhood that are open on a Sunday afternoon. Buyers are pretty quick. They know what they want. They can walk through a house and be, pretty concise on what house works well for them. And so they do save me time and they save them time, right? So it's a win-win. Let's
talk about expectations, because if you are a seller, can you expect to have 100 people show up at your open house?
Well, last year when the stay home was lifted and we finally had the government mandate to be able to do open houses again, we did have buyers come out in droves. And I think a lot of it was we just had a stay home. We had 7 weeks where we couldn't get out of our house. People just wanted to get out. So not necessarily that they were looking to buy, but people wanted to be around people. So we did I saw activity of 20, 30, 40 people or couples come through an open house, which is very rare.
Yeah.
The times that I've sold an open house, which is what most people ask when we're talking about open houses, from an open house activity, I can probably count on 2 hands in 20 years of the people that have come through an open house and said, I'm going to buy this house today. It's rare.
Yeah, it only happens on TV.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. And when it comes to buyers' expectations at the open house, they should probably expect that there's going to be maybe an agent there that can answer their questions. What other things can they expect when they attend an open house?
Yeah, absolutely. What we do for all of our open houses is we provide the documentation that's going to educate that buyer, right? We know the house going in. All of the agents on my team, when we hold open houses, they've already been familiarized with that house, right? We have disclosures, we have utility information, we have an MLS sheet that gives them all the dimensions of the rooms and all the details of the upgrades of the home, so that that buyer can walk out of that open house completely informed. That's our goal.
Good. All right. Well, where can people find out more if they're looking to buy or sell and have an open house?
Pretty easy. Homeseekers.net.
All right. Very good. Thanks for the information today, Rob.
You're welcome.
And stick around. We've got more coming up after the break.